What's up YouTube, this your boy Game Free Daniel, aka Big D, and back with another episode of Fixing Tech. And today we got the original Xbox One. So my neighbor, aka Nieghbors, his daughter had a Xbox One that she told me it's been having a sensor problem, like it's been shutting on and off by itself and all that, and that it's definitely a sensor problem. I told her, so I told her I'd be willing to fix it for her and stuff, and might as well give it a nice cleaning as well. But Nieghbors, that's his daughter. He's got a YouTube channel. Check out his channel, link in the description. If you guys haven't seen my previous video of fixing tech, you go check that one out. It was pretty cool. It was sponsored, well, not sponsored, but I basically gave him a shout out in that previous video as well. So definitely go check it out, because in that video I fixed his other daughter's PS4. So this one is his other daughter's Xbox One. And they're giving me the opportunity to work on these, and might as well make some videos out of it. So first things first, before I even start on anything of taking it apart, I always like turning these on first just to see what I'm getting and what I'm working with. Which she told me that it's basically a power problem, which I told her it's a sensor if it's turning on and off, because with these it's like a touch screen, which actually it's just like a touch sensor. So let's plug it in and see what it does. So right here, all right, so it is plugged in. It made the noise. There it is. Now it's green light. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, so it basically just turned itself off right there. I just seen that. I didn't even touch the power and it turned off. So that's what she was talking about, that it's been turning off by itself and turning on. So yeah, it's definitely a sensor problem. So let's tear it apart and get that fixed. So with these older Xbox One models, you gotta take off kind of like the 360. How I took apart the 360. Okay, so now we're back in the system, and like I said, take off these grills. So you gotta get like something like a screwdriver or something that you can stick, whether it's plastic, like anything like that, just so you can get this grill off. So it's basically like the same setup as the 360 Slim. And this Xbox One was manufactured in 2014. Nice. I graduated school that year. Alright, it should come right off there. Okay. So basically, like I said, like the 360 Slim, all this is just a casing. The actual inside is right here. All this big square box is just a casing that we got to get off. So we got to get in here. That'll unlock it too. Get like a straight screwdriver or whatever. Push that in there. Should open these up. And yeah, hate working on these, like these types of Xboxes, like the 360 Slim or original Xbox One, because they're a pain in the ass. There's clips in here, and basically you're trying to get that in there and try to get them clips to release, so that way it pops the shell open. I always hate doing that part. It sucks because I'm always scared of breaking the casing. So you basically get it in there, try to get that, see how it's like opening it up. You got to work your way down. See if it's making that pop noise like that, that means the clips are coming out. See, they're like latches. Like I said, I always hate doing this part because I'm always scared of breaking something, because you gotta kind of put some force to get them clips off. It's basically like latches, keeps it in there. Alright, so you see how it's basically coming off, but it's still attached up here. So this is where the part you want to be very careful, because we're trying to fix this sensor, not break it, because right where this faceplate is, there's a circuit board with ribbons that control the power and the eject. And if I pry at that, that could possibly rip that ribbon inside there, and then the power cable or the power will not work. So that's why I hate doing this part, because it's like one of those like very tough to get into. It's like trying to crack an egg without cracking an egg, if that even makes sense. Like, or basically, like, it's like cracking an egg but try not to get the shells in it. If I crack this all the way, there's going to be a bunch of shells. I figured that might be a good example. So I have to find a way of cracking this open without getting shells in it. That's the best example I can explain it for people that doesn't know much about it. We are in here. This is what the inside of it looks like. Obviously, it's got some dust buildup going on here, so I will get that all cleaned up. But right here, ooh, see, that's that ribbon I was talking about. You gotta be careful with that ribbon. You don't want to rip that sucker out. You rip that, it's pretty much done for. So that ribbon is what controls the eject and the power button. So this is where I need to be looking at, because the system likes to shut off on its own. So this is where I need to be at the look to see what is going on here. Actually, let me take this ribbon right here. See this ribbon carefully. So what I'm gonna do is try to open that sucker. Is it the other way? I think it's the other way. Yeah, so open that sucker. I'll be very careful. Trying to do this with the screwdriver. So you see this right here. This is what's holding this ribbon in there. You want to open that, and that will release the ribbon. Now we got to get it off the connector. And if you get it right, it should slide right out. Now, this is where I'm thinking. I want to look at this right here. Fit focus. So my guess is the reason why it's turning off and on the way it is, if you look at that, there's barely any connection going on there. It's so dirty. There's dog hair. Looks like hair, dog hair, whatever it is. But there's some hair and dust going on right there. And that's probably the problem why the system keeps turning off and on by itself, because of the not getting good connection. So basically, it just kind of needs cleaned right there. And then it should cure it. And then just kind of get this system all cleaned up and should be good to go. So you want to take some rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip. Okay. And basically what we're going to do here is wipe off these connectors with the rubbing alcohol. See how it's already cleaning it all up? Now if you look, now it looks like it has a better chance of having connection. So I'm going to clean it up a little bit more and then go from there. So basically, if you see right there, the Q-tip is very dirty and black looking. So yeah, it was definitely needing cleaned for sure. So now it looks a lot better now. Now, for a better connection as well, we're going to clean this. So again, take some rubbing alcohol, flip on the other end. Okay, get some rubbing alcohol going on there, and just kind of clean up in there if you can. That way it has a better chance of not having connection problem. While I'm at it, might as well wipe this down too. But basically, that's it. If your Xbox is having a problem with the power turning off and on, and like it's doing stuff on its own, ejecting stuff, basically just clean the connection from the ribbon to the connector. Basically just clean them up, and that will fix your problem. Alright, but I am gonna cut the video right here. I will basically... Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this Xbox a deep cleaning, since it needs a good dusting going on here. It's pretty filthy. So I'll be right back. Oh, and right here's the speaker. And then right here is your like Wi-Fi. I think Wi-Fi or Bluetooth antenna going on here. And then, you know, your fan. And then obviously your disk drive. So yeah. And then obviously the power supply ain't in the older Xbox Ones. They didn't start putting power supplies until the Xbox One S. But the power supply is basically right here. That's why they do it like that. They didn't have room to put it in this sucker. But I'll be right back. Give this sucker a deep cleaning. While I am in the middle of cleaning this, please take the time and subscribe to this channel. And if you like what you see, be sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos like this. So all that came out of the system. Alright, so now that it is all clean, now we can go back to reconnecting the ribbon back onto the circuit board. So now it's just kind of a trick of getting it in there. And obviously this will look better once I wipe it down. I just mainly cleaned all this and inside of here. So now just got to get this ribbon, plug it back into the circuit board right here, and then put the casing back on, and then we are good to go. And when you guys do this, just be very careful with this ribbon. Once you rip that ribbon, and it's very delicate, fragile, so if you rip that ribbon, it's done for. So that is important, that you do not force this ribbon in there. You try to be gentle with it as possibly as you can. Let's see, and try to get it plugged in there. Right there's the ribbon. It's not all the way in there, but you get the idea of like how you should try to get it in there. Let me open that up there. Try to push this sucker in there. Oh, almost had it. Maybe that might help lifting it open. Alright, so I'm testing it out before I put it back together. It's still doing it, and I just noticed this wire right here. I just noticed this. This wire right here is not even connected to the circuit board, which is supposed to be right there. Like, it is ripped off. And I think that might be the problem. Yeah, because it's still doing it. It's still turning off and on, ejecting by itself. And I even cleaned the ribbon and it's still doing it. So it's definitely something else that's causing it. And I think it has something to do with this wire. See, yeah, because see, when I touch this wire, this thing's tripping out. There's also something going on right there. I'm not sure if that's a solder or what it... No, that's not a solder. I think it might have something to do with this cord though. When I play around with this cord, it's like... yeah, it's making noises like crazy. Alright, so I went ahead and unplugged this wire. Let's see if the system... oh, okay. Let's see something here. Is this still gonna do it? See, that was the power button. I didn't even hit the power button. So yeah, there's definitely something else going on here. Like, here, I'll keep the camera on it, see if it does it again. Is it gonna do it? Alright, so it's definitely not this cable, because I believe all this is just the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connection. I believe that's all that is, and this wire is just an antenna, so I doubt that it's this cord doing anything. Alright, so I got that wire plugged back in there. Yeah, I got the wire plugged back in there. Now, I need to figure out why this sucker keeps turning off and on. Maybe it was that wire itself. Or the ribbon was just dirty, whatever. It's been on for like 2 minutes now and it's been sitting there. So now it's not doing what it was doing. So I think we're good to go and I can put this back together. Like I said, I went ahead, cleaned the ribbon and the connectors, and then I found that wire that was ripped from the circuit board. I went and like reconnected that back in there, and now it's just been sitting there idling, not doing anything, which is good. It's not sitting there turning off and on by itself. Alright, so I got everything off here. I got the ribbon plugged back in, which is the faceplate. Then the top cover here, grill over there, and then we got this side piece over here. It's hard getting it off and it's tricky getting it back on. So I suggest if you put it back on, make sure you have the faceplate disconnected from the detach from the top cover. So we just get that sucker on there like that. Lines up. Make sure everything's in there. Looks like everything's in there. You basically just kind of like latch that in there. And then you just kind of, without ripping that ribbon, just kind of put that right up in there like so. And as you see if it focus, you see those go up there and they attach. It's a pain in the ass because the 360 Slims are like that as well, and I've worked on those. Then you just take this side piece, should just slide right in there, and then we put our grill on there. So now I'm wiping it down. Obviously I can't get rid of the scratches on it because, you know, the gloss, but I can at least make it look less dusty and give it a clean. And boom, there you go. That is how you fix a sensor problem with the Xbox One turning off and on and ejecting randomly. Basically just clean the ribbon and go from there. So, turned it on. But yeah, that is how you clean it and fix the problem of randomly turning off and on. Just basically give it a clean the ribbon. And I think that wire had something to do with it too. So I replugged that back in and now it's sitting here perfectly fine. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.